Michigan Tech defenseman Keegan Ford and goaltender Matt Jurusik both began their collegiate careers at the University of Wisconsin. Ford played 12 games for the Badgers in 2014, while Jurusik appeared in 50 games over 2 seasons from 2015 to 2017.
Yeah, I think I was young and it was a tough decision, especially my brother was there at the time. He graduated now, but it was tough, but I think it was the right decision for me. Got to go back to juniors and kind of mold my game a little bit more, and then obviously get the opportunity to come here. I'm very appreciative for that.
It came about in the summer after my sophomore year. I saw the news break on Twitter that we were going after like a graduate transfer goalie. It turned out to be Kyle Hayton from St. Lawrence. So once that was the decision the coaches made, and I knew after I had faced my first injury that I was splitting time already, and bringing another goalie on top of that, I didn't know where I fell in the rotation. So instead of having to battle for a spot and maybe not getting a regular start until like 10 or 15 games in the season, I said, why not go to the USHL, play 50 games, and develop like I should be during that year. So that's kind of where I was in the decision. So
I went back to juniors. I had to sit out a year, played in Dubuque, and then the next year I was going through some personal things that I dealt with me and my family, and it was a tough year for me. But then, Coach Sean actually, Mel was still the head coach, and Joe would call me and he wouldn't even ask about hockey, just how I was doing. Then when he got announced head coach, still wanted me to come in and give me the opportunity to play here, and obviously very thankful for that, for him, sticking with me.
When you get offered a starting job when you're 18 years old, you're probably going to take that. So yeah, I was happy with the decision I made to go in. It taught me a lot about playing on a team where, you got to show up every night in the hopes to win, and, you probably aren't going to win. So, I got humbled pretty hard that freshman year, but I think I'm a better goalie for it. Every night I'm going to show up to play. They first called me kind of halfway through the year or something, and so I tried to get a visit set up for early February, I think, but I got food poisoning before a game Friday night versus Sioux Falls. So I tried to drive down to Omaha and fly up to Houghton, but I ended up throwing up the whole way down there, and I couldn't get out of bed, so I called Dally, and we rescheduled for 2 weeks later, and then I finally got up to Houghton and saw what it's all about up here, and kind of loved it, loved the, not acquaintance, but kind of like the small town feeling, the small school feeling. I really like that, and obviously like the winning culture. I mean, you only get a short window to play college hockey, so you want to make sure you have a chance to, win a championship while you're doing it, and back-to-back championships speaks pretty well for that.
I think I'm just looking forward to being back closer to home. I was up here all summer rehabbing my knee, so I didn't have as much time back home as I would have liked, but I had a good summer up here, but looking forward to seeing my brothers and my parents and some of my friends that are going to be at the game and stuff.
I'm excited to play at the highest level that I've played at so far in my career, and just get back into it. It doesn't really, obviously there's a little more outside the game, being, that's where I started out and everything, but the puck doesn't really know what game it is, so you just got to go out there and stop it.
Getting to play my brother was a lot of fun last year. We didn't get the win, but I thought we played well, and this year Wisconsin's got a good team, and I think it's going to be a good test for us, but we're going to be ready to go. We've had a good couple weeks here with the bye week, and it mean a lot to get a couple wins, not only for the team, but just for me with my parents and my brothers being there and everything.
Take on the Wisconsin Badgers in Division I hockey at Kohl Center.
Get to our starting goaltenders. Up with the Michigan Tech Huskies, his first start as a Husky. Matt Jurusik, junior out of LaGrange, Illinois, played for Sioux City in the USHL. Before that, he was here in this building playing for the home state of the Wisconsin Badgers. But his first game as a Husky is tonight. Again, Donahue for Smoyer. Donahue over, shot, scored! Nice tic-tac-toe play by the Huskies. Bliss with the goal, and he pounds it home. And that will be his first goal as a Husky, a pretty one on the power play.
And a shot for the point, this one saved. Rebound, scores! And banging it home for the Huskies. Berrettino, his first goal as a Michigan Tech hockey player, and Michigan Tech with a 2-1 lead on another power play goal. Huskies will win the faceoff. Keegan Ford will push it across the line. Here's a pass over. Here's a shot. Scores! Another goal! Defenseman and the Huskies making a 3-1 lead. Hurting on that one. Loose puck in for another chance for the Huskies. Open net, and they score! Kevin Gould put it in the empty net with the second opportunity for the Huskies, and they go up 4-1 on another power play goal, their third of the game. Steps up, Lucchini will kick it to his forehand, pass over, scores! Jackson gets the goal, a power play goal for Michigan Tech, and they're back up by 3, 5-2, with 6:26 left to go in the third period. Again, right there, and it's Britzman with his second goal of the game. Tipped in front on a quick pass, and the Huskies are blowing this open now, 6-2 on their fifth power play goal of the game. A convincing win here tonight for the Huskies with 5 power play goals. They win 6-2.
It was unreal. I mean, I didn't really realize, I think in the moment or after the game how big of a deal it was, but you know, judging from the amount of people that reached out to me to congratulate me and that sort of thing, like you could tell it was something pretty special. So, you know, I just tried to keep my mind focused on the task at hand, but you know, coming away with the W, it was huge. There's
a lot of guys in the room that have ties to, you know, Wisconsin, whether they live there or had some guys committed there or played there, so it was a big win for the team on Friday and personally for a lot of guys.
The Huskies with a giant win last night. On so many levels it was important, obviously, to get the first win, to beat a ranked team that was playing some of their best hockey early in the season here, and to do it in their building and to do it with the young guys. Michigan Tech had their first 3 goals last night in a 6-2 victory, scored by first-time scorers and rookies. Across the line, here's Helena with the pass, here's a shot, scores! What a goal by the Huskies to tie it up 1-1 as Grayson Reitmeyer buried it past goaltender Lebedev. We are tied with 11:31 left to go in the first period. Back up from Hallinan to Swoyer. Swoyer for Hallinan, his shot, scores! He went short side and Hallinan with the goal! His first as a Husky. 6-2, Wisconsin will go on to their 4th win of the season. They are now 4-2 after tonight's game. The Huskies will drop to 1-3, and that'll do it. Huskies took their lumps here tonight, but they get a split on the weekend, as the teams will shake hands. Coaches will do the same. A lot of respect between these two coaches, Tony Granato and Joe Sean.